So I have been working away on the vintage caravan, but I'm not going to share about it just yet. I'm going to go on a road trip instead. So it's been really interesting seeing all the comments coming through when I admitted that I'd got a vintage caravan. Honestly, I had not expected so many people to wonder what on earth I'm doing. Yeah. And interesting enough, a lot of comments mentioned how expensive they thought this was for 2,000 New Zealand dollars, which is around about £900. And the thing is, in New Zealand, all caravans are very expensive, especially vintage caravans. They used to be more affordable, but they've suddenly become very trendy. Everyone now wants them, and there's a limited supply because New Zealand is very isolated. We are tucked away. Sometimes it feels like the end of the world. So the price has gone up. So $2,000 is actually a bargain in New Zealand. And one of my Patreons thought it would be a good idea to set up a website with some of the items that I will need for this renovation project, like a pot of paint or some sandpaper. So I've created a website and you can purchase whatever you like, and I was thinking I would like to, if you are open to it, if you want to, verbally thank you for that item, and you'll have helped out with this mad project. So I'm in Gisborne, and I've actually been here for a little while, staying at a citrus orchard, and it's seriously peaceful. I love it here. And I kind of feel like as soon as I got back, I jumped into the car problems and buying the vintage caravan, and I didn't really talk about my UK caravan and how it feels to be home. So I will admit I have had mixed feelings coming back to this caravan. Like when I first turned up, everything was dusty and it needed a really good clean. And then again, all my gas appliances, every single gas appliance in this caravan seems to have some issue again. So it was a bit of a contrast leaving a brand new Bailey caravan where everything worked and coming back to my caravan where everything seems to be breaking. That was a bit of a shock to the system, but at the same time it really was, it does feel like home, and I can relax a little bit. I don't have to worry that I am going to dent it or damage this caravan. And I will admit it's nice to just stay put for a couple of months and not race around quite so fast as I did on that UK trip. I probably did travel too fast. And while editing my latest videos, I've realized I haven't actually explained my thought process behind the vintage caravan and what are my plans with the UK caravan. So I actually started looking for a vintage caravan while I was still in the UK, because I started wondering, what is my next project? What is my next big thing when I get back to New Zealand? And I really kind of wanted to improve my DIY skills and really learn how caravans are built. But the whole concept of touching this UK caravan scared me, and I kind of like the idea of building an RV from scratch, but I really don't have the skills. So the thought process is buying a cheap vintage caravan where it's not the end of the world if I make a mistake, and I can just learn and experiment and test some ideas. So a few of you asked how you can accidentally buy a caravan. Well, even though I'd been thinking of the idea in the UK, I wasn't actually planning to do it until I'd been home for about 6 months. But then I'd been watching this one caravan, and when I was still recovering from jet lag, they put on a buy now price. So they send out an email, and it had dropped $500 from, it was $2,500 down to $2,000, and then I was seriously dithering and sent out text messages to quite a lot of friends, and no one got back to me. And then I had another look, and the buy now button looked like it had gone, so I generally thought I'd missed out. and then for some odd reason 5 minutes later the buy now button appeared again. So I'd already gone through this roller coaster of emotions, so I just hit buy. and then I had the fun part of needing to go to the South Island to pick it up. And then what are my plans for this caravan? Well, my thinking is I'll reach a point with the vintage caravan renovation where I will just run out of money, and that'll be for the bigger appliances like the fridge, batteries, hot water, and etc. So I'll just have to sell this one just to finish that project. So my thinking is I might sell it in spring. Number one, be good to be warm in winter, and this caravan will probably be warmer than the vintage caravan. And number two, I suspect this renovation is going to take me longer than I initially thought. So at least if I aim to sell this in spring, it'll give me a bit of time. Yeah, that's my thought process anyway at the moment.